Hi, this video will give you tips on how to approach the 4-mark Explain AS Economics B questions and let you know how to get full marks. There will be 2 examples of 4-mark questions, one from Theme 1, Markets, Consumers and Firms, and the other from Theme 2, the wider economic environment. Now, before we go any further, it is important to emphasize that for the 4-mark question, you do not need to evaluate, do not bring in terms such as however or on the other hand. Please do not do so. It's not required for your 4 markers. Leave that for the bigger mark questions. This video will focus on the 4-mark Explain question. You do have other 4 markers that you might be required to answer, such as a 4-mark Calculate. However, this one focuses on the Explain question. So when it comes to Explain question, you are given 1 mark for knowledge and understanding, 2 marks for application, and 1 mark for analysis. Typical ways that the questions are worded is explain 1 likely reason, explain 1 possible reason, explain 1 way, explain 1 impact. Now, it is best practice at times to include the definition, the key term within the question, or you may show an understanding of the term within your answer. Half of your marks are dedicated to application. So that's 2 marks for application to the case study. So make 2 references to the case study. Don't put a lot of application in there, but there should come a point where it's kind of inbuilt in terms of when you're writing. So you're not making references to products so much, you're writing what the actual business sells in terms of shoes instead of product and so forth. Do ensure for application that you are answering a question with the case study in mind. Do not ignore the case study or you will lose out on marks. Directly quote information from the case study, and this could be figures, it could be tables, or it could be the context of the case study itself. You're also given a mark for analysis, and this is where you need to use terms such as because, leads to, therefore, as a result, in order to ensure that you have a chain of analysis. Please do like the video as it signifies to YouTube that this content is of interest to you. It also lets YouTube know that they should push the video out to other Economics B students that may also find it useful. Do let me know in the comments if you'd like videos on the 8, 12 and 20 markers too. Our first 4 marker, and this is a Markets, Consumers and Firms question. The question is, explain 1 possible reason why governments have intervened in the packaging of cigarettes. MPs passed legislation to introduce standardised cigarette packaging. MPs have voted in favour of introducing standardised cigarette packaging from May 2016. The packaging of all cigarettes sold in England will have to be uniform in size, shape and design, with only the brand name and graphic health warning images permitted on the front. The result of the vote makes England the 3rd country to introduce such a law. Ireland introduced similar legislation in 2015, and Australia did the same in 2012. Although the vote only applies to England, other parts of the UK have said they will introduce similar legislation. Harpal Kumar, the Chief Executive of Cancer Research UK, called the vote historic, saying it marked a strong and clear commitment to the health of future generations. Imperial Tobacco has said it would sue the UK government to protect its intellectual property rights. The Australian government is defending its introduction of plain packaging in a case before the World Trade Organization. The original proposal to introduce such legislation was dropped from the Queen's Speech in 2013, when the government was thought to have been lobbied intensively by the tobacco industry. A health minister said plain packaging was a proportionate and justified response because of the health risks associated with smoking. Smoking-related diseases remain the main cause of preventable deaths in the UK, killing more than 100,000 people a year. 20.5% of adults smoked in 2013, compared to 46% in 1974. You can pause the video now if you'd like to give this question a go. 4-mark question. Explain 1 possible reason why governments have intervened in the packaging of cigarettes. So I'm going to start off by using the wording in the question. 1 possible reason for government intervention is to correct market failure and reduce external costs. Cigarettes are an external cost, and smoking-related diseases remain the main cause of preventable deaths in the UK each year. The government introduced legislation to restrict behaviour and reduce excessive smoking. Introducing the legislation and standardising cigarette packaging could lessen the impact of cigarette branding. As a result, reducing smoking-related diseases and the costs to the NHS. Now you can see in the beginning that we've started off with the knowledge and understanding. So we've shown knowledge and understanding of government intervention in regards to correcting market failure. We have our analysis as well, using words such as a result. Now, let me know in the comments where you can see that I've used application. So what application points have been used? Now onto a theme 2 4-mark question. Explain one way Nims Fruit Crisps could improve its capacity utilisation. Now I have adapted the case study slightly, I've shortened it. Crisp maker hit by price rises. Manufacturer Nimisha Raja has been following the foreign exchange markets more closely than usual since the Brexit referendum. She makes a dried fruit and vegetable crisp called Nims Fruit Crisps at a factory in Kent. Buying ingredients from abroad has become a lot more expensive since the Brexit vote sent the pound sterling falling against the euro, the dollar and the other currencies. Like other manufacturers who buy materials from abroad, Nimisha has had to decide whether to lower profit margins, charge more to retailers or change her products. On the whole, because we have lean production, we can change things as and when we need to, says Nimisha. We have had to be pragmatic and flexible. Nimisha opened her factory a year ago and has been in talks with high street retailers and supermarkets about selling her crisps. She has had to deal with changes in the price she pays for pineapples from 55p per kilo to 70p per kilo, while watermelons went from 60p to 90p. As for many other manufacturers, the pound's weakness has had a silver lining. Export demand has gone up. It's been quite amazing, she says. We have had emails in the last couple of weeks from Lithuania, Italy, France, Belgium, and Hong Kong. I also intend to introduce and export new products, but I just have to make sure it's not from imports, but from local produce. So you can pause the video now if you'd like to attempt the question. Explain one way Nims Fruit Crisps could improve capacity utilisation. One way Nim could improve capacity utilisation is by entering new markets. Nim has received inquiries in the last couple of weeks from places such as Lithuania and France. In addition to this, she intends to introduce and produce new products to export, which may include new flavoured fruit crisps. As a result, the sales in the new market will increase the number of fruit crisps manufactured with the current resources, and this would therefore lead to an overall improvement in capacity utilisation. So do let me know in the comments where you've identified the application points. Thank you for watching this video. The next 2 videos that will appear on the screen are what YouTube thinks you should watch next.